Hey everyone, welcome to another episode entry, whatever, of Alone in the Crowd. And I guess for this entry, I was reflecting on sort of my mental health struggles. I've had depression off and on my entire life. And that's kind of when I remembered something that you kind of learn something during each bout of depression, build resilience and all that. But one thing that I've found, and it's almost kind of this irony with, and I'm only speaking from my own experience. Everyone's journey is different. Everyone's depression manifests in its own way. And so, yeah. But what I found with mine, and if some people can relate, that's cool, but is that there's, as I said, kind of ironically, a comfort in the discomfort. And what I mean by that is that, you spend so long in this, very deep, negative place that becomes your new normal. And all those negative thoughts and thinking that you're worthless, that you shouldn't be alive, all that, very serious and troubling things that can happen there. You can make yourself, or your brain makes you think about yourself. You get kind of stuck in that for so long because it's just kind of cycle, negativity and negative thinking. That just becomes your everyday. And even though, going to go back to the beginning, even though it is incredibly uncomfortable, there's something that's routine about it. There's this weird comfort in it. And that the ironic part of it is that when you actually try to make these positive changes to to not necessarily get over your depression, but to move past it, at least for that particular moment in time, and try to and get to a more positive place. You're trying to do something good for yourself, but those positive actions disrupt, obviously they disrupt all that negative thinking and negative actions. And so that kind of becomes uncomfortable, even though it's a good thing. It's such a strange thing. It's like, and I didn't, it took me a couple times, going through that to realize that that's how it kind of manifested for me. And maybe someone else out there has a similar experience, but it's so strange. you want to be better, and just sit there and you're angry, you're sad, you're crying because you want to be better, and then strangely, it feels almost like it's too much. And so like it's very odd. Like it's like you want to, like, your body wants you to, your brain wants you to stay in that depressed state, even though, like, you're making the positive changes, and those feel like the thing that those are the things that you don't want to do, or your brain doesn't want to do. Yeah, it's just, it's very weird. Anyway, that's really about all I wanted to talk about. It was just something very simple. I mean, I could talk about depression and stuff for quite a while, but I don't really feel like for this particular entry to do that. So yeah, if you can relate to that in any way, you can comment, or send me a message somehow if you want to. Like the video, yeah. Yeah. So I'll see you in the next one.